So, for reasons that become apparent, or will become apparent, I'm going to do my Fighter of the Card awards for September and October in this one video on the 10th of October, and I'll explain why. But I'll do that as I go along. So, the first one I'm looking at is UFC, Fight Night 93. And this one held a lot of promise. Although I did say I was a little worried that the top of the card was going to be an exhibition match. This was Josh Barnett versus Andrei Arlovski. Josh Barnett won, and do you know, I think I will give him the Fighter of the Card there. Alexander Gustafsson won as well, but that was decision. Same with Peter Sabota. And that is Jens the Budgie, who I'm not at all sure is going to be quiet whilst I'm doing this. The second match was UFC 203, and oh yes, I did want to talk about this one a little bit. This was the card that had Mickey Gall and CM Punk in it. Now, I have long said that it's wrong for the institution to favour professional wrestlers, to put them into... Do you know, I might have to do this somewhere else. Peace at last. I've popped Jens in the other room for a bit so I can finish my video in peace. Where are we? Oh yes, I was talking about the fact that the institution tends to promote professional wrestlers just for the money that they bring, and they are using it as a quick sort of marketing ploy, really, because these people are also famous in other sort of genres, and they think it's a good idea to bring in, the other fans of professional wrestling, which I completely disagree with. And I think the match really showed why. You cannot just pop into the UFC and go right to the top of the card because you are a professional wrestler. Having said that, I have no love particularly for Mickey Gall. He sounds a little bit spoilt to me. Not particularly a good role model. I don't know for certain, but his post-fight interview was not particularly inspiring. I think I'm actually going to give my Fighter of the Card to somebody who was much, much, much further down on the card, Yancy Medeiros, who I thought did actually very, very well in his fight. The next match, the next card was Fight Night 94. And, for me this was not such a good card, because right at the top you had Michael Johnson and Dustin Poirier, and Michael Johnson won by knockout as well. I shall give the Fighter of the Card award to him, but I had, of course, been hoping that Dustin Poirier would win and do well there. But there we are. The next card was UFN 95. And where are we? Oh yes. Oh yes. This was the one that I wasn't terribly interested in, to be totally honest. Renan Barrero was quite high up on the card, but his win was a decision. Godofredo Pepe, he did very well. Rani Yaha, again, another decision. I think the person who deserves the Fighter of the Card award for this card is Eric Silva. Again, sort of reasonably low down on the card. He should have been higher up, and I think I probably said that at the time as well. Moving into October then, and their first card was very early on in October. Was it the first, second or third, one or the other? And it was UFN 96. And I thought that Nathan Marquardt deserved the Fighter of the Card award on this. Again, quite low down on the card, and I think I made the point at the time that I believed that was because it was on Fight Pass and they wanted a few names there. He defeated Tamden McCrory in spectacular fashion, although I have to say that I am a little partial to Tamden McCrory as well. I was not, I said, I think in my predictions video that I thought Nathan would probably win, but was hoping that Tamden would pull it out, so there we are. The next card was actually the one in England, which I didn't go and see, UFC 204. And you had two golden oldies, Gegard Mousasi and Vita Belfort. And then at the top of the card you had the championship match between Michael Bisping and Dan Henderson. And it was a sort of rematch basically, because Dan Henderson, he got dispatched Michael Bisping last time. This time Michael Bisping won, so he retained the championship. But it was a unanimous decision, and I don't think the decision was very good, personally. I think, and a lot of other people think, that Dan Henderson should have won that one. But because it was in England, again, because Michael Bisping is a British prospect who has suddenly got a second win, and Dan Henderson has since retired right after that match, apparently. Yeah, I think it was a bum decision. Now, I am going to give my Fighter of the Card award to Jimmy Manuwa. It was going to be between him or Stefan Struve, who is making strides now back after his sort of heart issues. But I settled on Jimmy Manuwa, who defeated Ovince St. Preux. And now, why am I doing this now? Well, because, in fact, October was always going to be a little bit lacking in the UFC department. We're used to having one a week, which is oversaturation of the market, I hasten to add. But they only had 3 down for this month, and they have cancelled a card. They don't cancel a card very lightly, I have to say. Although I haven't heard many people complaining about this, because it was not a particularly good card. It was somewhere somewhere in the Far East, and it was supposed to be the return of BJ Penn fighting somebody or other, can't remember who, and that wasn't going to happen, so they scrapped the whole card. So actually there is nothing now until after I come back from my US tour. So that's about 3 weeks of nothing. So, very odd. So because I'm not doing a predictions video, I thought I would do, therefore, a bumper sort of Fighter of the Card award. I also have to apologise that I didn't get round to making any prediction videos for UFC 204, was it? Yeah. But had I done that, I think most of the people that I thought would probably win, did win. So anyway, that's it. There'll be nothing now until I get back from the US. Yeah, so there we are.